Friends, many of you are very engaged on social media these days. You all probably know that the Spanish movie Veronica has been in the spotlight lately, and the reason is truly intriguing. Netflix's Veronica is the scariest movie ever, they say. Yes, they even claim that only 1 in 100 people can finish watching this film, which is based on a real event. I watched this film a few days ago and it truly is an excellent film. So today, in this video, I will explain the So, dear friends, this film's narrative centers on a 15-year-old girl named Veronica who resided in the city of Madrid in the year 1991 along with her mother and 3 siblings living together. Had recently passed away, leaving her mother to work day and night in a garden to keep their home running smoothly. Given these circumstances, Veronica had to look after her younger siblings. On the morning of June 12, 1991, Veronica was preparing to go to school with her younger brother Antonito and her sisters Lucia and Erin. On this day, a solar eclipse was expected, and the teachers planned to show this natural event to the children under their guidance. Before the eclipse, teachers were telling the children about it in class, and they mentioned that this natural phenomenon would be shown. Historically, during solar eclipses, it was customary for people to offer human sacrifices, as they believed that at such times, one could easily call forth a wicked spirit into our existence. Can call. In class, it became evident that Veronica had no interest in watching the eclipse. Rather, she was preoccupied with devising some risky plans alongside her friend Rosa during that time. When all the children from school went to the roof to watch the solar eclipse with their teachers, Veronica, along with her friends Rosa and Diana, descended into the school basement where she intended to use the Ouija board to conduct a seance. Diana was eager to call forth the spirit of her boyfriend who had tragically passed away in an accident, while Veronica aimed to summon her father's spirit. So first, Veronica attempts to make contact with the spirit by placing a photo of her father in front of the Ouija board. All 3 girls put their hands on a glass cup and they quickly get a response. In reply, the cup moved on its own, signaling that something was taking place. It occurs that Diana and Rosa removed their fingers from the situation. Veronica was engaged in this process, and as soon as the eclipse took place, the cup broke spontaneously. The breaking of the cup caused Veronica's finger to get cut, resulting in her blood falling onto the Ouija board. Veronica was sitting silently like a statue, and the Ouija board spontaneously divided into 2 parts. On the pavement, paranormal activities commenced, and Diana began to scream loudly. Veronica was lying on the ground, murmuring odd things, and then suddenly she yelled in a demonic voice and lost consciousness. It exists here. Veronica was lying on the ground and suddenly she yelled in a demonic voice and lost consciousness. Sister Veronica was riding a horse. People used to call her Sister Death, and the special thing here was that Sister was a blind woman. So how was she continuously looking towards Veronica? You will find the answer to this further in the video. As soon as she reaches home, some more ordinary activities begin with Veronica. While having dinner, she seems to freeze completely, and claw marks start appearing on her body. There are days when Veronica is bathing Antonito. She hears some sounds from her room. When she follows the sound, she finds herself locked in the room and she hears Antonito's screams. When she somehow manages to escape and reaches the bathroom, she finds Antonito screaming in the bathtub. Someone had turned on the hot water tap, causing Antonito's body to start burning. She immediately takes Antonito out of the tub and applies ointment on his body. That very night, Veronica has a dream, in which her father is calling her, and several devilish hands emerge from Veronica's bed and start pulling her away. In a shocking turn, her father morphs into a faceless black demon and begins to assault her with a sudden attack. All of this causes Veronica to wake up and she sees that everything was normal. Following these incidents, the next day, Veronica attends school, where her friend Rosa is treating her with utter disregard. Feeling troubled by everything, Veronica goes back to her school's basement, where she encounters Sister Death. It is. Sister Death tells Veronica that she made a huge mistake by undergoing that process. During this process, it was not her father who came, but a wicked spirit that has crossed into our world. It is. The spirit is always with Veronica, and right now, it is alongside her. Apart from all these events, Sister Death shares that she has witnessed similar occurrences, which caused her to damage her own eyes, but she discovered that these and other common things are not as they appear to see. In addition to this, we observe that the demon attempts to choke Veronica's younger sister Lucia, but Veronica intervenes to rescue her. This assault terrifies Lucia, and she asserts that it was Veronica who was applying pressure to her throat. But Veronica clarifies that a demon has invaded their house and she was trying to protect Lucia all along. That very night, Veronica dreams that her sister is eating her by biting her with her teeth, while her brother Anthony is choking her. Veronica's mother is reprimanding her, and out of fear from all this, she spreads it to the public office. Following this, he notices blood marks on his bed and a big black stain beneath the donkey, resembling a mattress that has been set on fire. She runs and checks all the mattresses, and there was a large black stain under the donkeys, as if someone had tried to drive those donkeys away. The odd part was that these stains were taking the form of a demonic figure. Antonio informs Veronica that their father had visited him that night and mentioned he would take him along. Veronica becomes very scared and tells Antonio that she doesn't need to listen to anyone, and if she feels scared, she should just close her eyes and ears and call for Veronica to help her. She should close her eyes and ears and shout Veronica's name so that Veronica can come to her aid. Immediately after this, Veronica goes back to meet Sister Dates and asks her for advice on how to drive away these spirits. Sister states that since they did not complete the science procedure that day, this spirit has left our process incomplete. Following this, he notices blood marks on his bed and a big black stain beneath the donkey, resembling a mattress that has been set on fire. She runs and checks all the mattresses, and there was a large black stain under the donkeys, as if someone had tried to drive those donkeys away. The odd part was that these stains were taking the form of a demonic figure. Antonio informs Veronica that their father had visited him that night and mentioned he would take him along. Veronica becomes very scared and tells Antonio that she doesn't need to listen to anyone, and if she feels scared, she should just close her eyes and ears and call for Veronica to help her. She should close her eyes and ears and shout Veronica's name so that Veronica can come to her aid. Immediately after this, Veronica goes back to meet Sister Dates and asks her for advice on how to drive away these spirits. Sister states that since they did not complete the science procedure that day, this spirit has left our process incomplete. He notices blood marks on the bed. Underneath the mattress, there was a large black stain, as if the mattress had been pulled along the floor. He runs away and all the mattresses are scattered, and there is a large black stain under the mattresses, as if someone had tried to move them. The strange thing was that these stains were forming a devilish shape. Antonio informs Veronica that their father had visited her that night to speak, and he mentioned that he would take her along with him. This makes Veronica extremely scared, and she reassures Antonio that she doesn't need to listen to anyone, and if she feels scared, she should close her eyes and ears and shout for Veronica's help. Close her eyes and ears and shout Veronica's name for help. Right after this, Veronica goes to meet Sister Dept and asks them for advice on how to drive away these spirits. Sister mentions that since they did not complete the science procedure that day, this spirit is tied to our process. So to drive away this spirit, she must complete the seance process again and bid this spirit goodbye. Hearing this, Veronica goes to Rosa's house and asks for her help to complete this process again. Rosa does not help Veronica, leaving Veronica completely alone. Therefore, she decides that she will complete this process together with her younger sisters. That night, Veronica tapes the Ouija board again and begins the process with her sisters. She instructs Antonito to draw protective symbols on the walls of the house. She asks to create, but by mistake, Antonito looks at the other pages of the book and draws the symbols of invocation. Starting with Cyan, Veronica tells this spirit to leave this world, but the spirit refuses. She tries to drive away the spirit in various ways by looking into books, but the spirit appears before her in its full form and attacks her. Veronica contacts the police, and during this time the demon takes Antonito away with him. They are tied with Lucia and Aaron and go outside while Veronica goes back inside this building to search for Antonito. In her room, she would sneak into the closet and attempt to converse with him, but Antonito continued to call out for Veronica, disregarding her efforts. Seeing this scene, Veronica feels a strange sensation. In reality, this demon is not in the house but rather inside Veronica. It was Veronica who burned Antonito while he was bathing, and then she saved him when he regained consciousness. Veronica was choking Lucia by the neck, and when she regained her senses, she immediately stopped. All the extraordinary events happening in the house were orchestrated by Veronica, and this demon wanted to completely possess her. When she discovers this fact, Veronica attempts to cut her own neck with a broken mirror, but the demon prevents her from doing so. In the midst of this struggle, the police arrive in the room and they are taken aback by the shocking sight they encounter. Veronica's half-body was suspended in the air and she suddenly collapses to the ground unconscious. The police swiftly extract Veronica from that place and send her off in an ambulance for immediate care. While examining the area, the detectives notice the fallen objects and then see a framed photo of Veronica that unexpectedly catches fire. At that time, they learn from the medic that Veronica is no longer alive. Following this, the detective compiles a report on the case explicitly mentioning that a demon was behind all these occurrences, having entered our world through an unfinished scientific procedure. It arrived via an incomplete science process. This is a true story, and for the first time in Spain's history, a police case involved a mention of demonic possession. So friends, that was the entire story of the Veronica movie, and I personally enjoyed this film. Its story is quite straightforward. This is a true story. You will feel quite scared while watching this movie. The film is very focused, and all the characters have played their roles well. Now let's discuss whether this film is really the scariest film ever made. The answer is no. There are many films that are scarier than this one, and this was just a marketing ploy by Netflix. The movie is good, but it's not as scary as social media claims. Now,